Yo, what's up? This is Bhillz live, brought to you by Worldwide Collaborations and Quality Music Management. We got a special guest today, Lil Terry. So I'm gonna go ahead and let you introduce yourself. You know what I'm saying, for the people that are just getting familiar and stuff. Let the people know little bit about like where you from and what it is that you do.
Ah man. So
Am my audio good?
Yeah, yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. So yes, I go by Lil Terry. From North Minneapolis. Stay in Atlanta, Georgia. So I'm the founder and chairman of a nonprofit organization. Also in the crib. I just started my podcast, Empowering for a Better You, that empowers the people in the community. Allow people to come on the channel and just get some things off their chest in a sense. I do that every Tuesday at 7 p.m. So everything is on the up and up.
Uh, so what was it that made you want to start like doing a podcast and stuff like that?
I mean, well, everybody been telling me I should, do a podcast myself because I'm always thinking about ideas. I think about weird ideas or weird ways of starting conversations or being controversy or not afraid of just getting things off my chest or getting things off my mind or telling people how I feel. So I think the world shy away from that. You know what I'm saying? Like they walk on eggshells of protecting, I guess, what people may think of them or what they may say about them or anything like that. But my I just want to just change that narrative. You know what I'm saying? Like just give them a platform to just get things off their chest and be real with themselves and others.
That's what's up. So give the people like an example of some of the subjects that y'all be talking about.
Oh man. So this past Tuesday, I shook up some things, I made some posts, podcast posts about why do what's the criteria of us, calling females tens. You know what I'm saying? Like we quick to call females tens, but not necessarily from the mind. Um the I guess coming from a perspective of like what is true love. A lot of women's talking about, I need a real man and I need true love and I need a man to love me. But a lot of women don't know how to break that down. They quick to say it, but they don't know how to break that down. You know what I'm saying? So I want to talk about that. I talked about that Tuesday. But then a lot of people talked about respect, caring, empathy, and affection and different things of that nature. But a lot of people want to throw out words, but they don't necessarily know how to break it down within a relationship or self morals or self care or self anything. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to know what people's perspective is, especially women though. Women is the one that always asking these questions but don't know how to explain themselves.
Yeah, and like I definitely agree with you because it's like looks and stuff. You know what I mean? Only goes so far. Like whenever like at first that's all good and shit. But
Yeah,
you know what I mean? In the long run and shit, that shit if the bit if she's dumb. You know what I'm saying? Then it ain't gonna work as far as the relationship. I don't mean as calling the girl dumb, but you know what I'm saying. But it goes both ways. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like a lot of times like we do put too much onto just looks instead of what actually matters on the inside, you know what I'm saying?
yeah. So it just and I'm gonna get to the guys too. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel as though that the guys is just is not being more so of leaders, especially when it comes down to these kids. We want to be friends in most of our parenting. You know, we allow the system to dictate, how we, parent as men. You know what I'm saying? Like we're afraid of attacking the system in a sense. So it's just a
Yeah,
lot. It's just my mind. Like I got questions. And I want to
yeah.
ask the community, what I'm saying, about these questions that I have, just see where they at with it.
And I feel like with the man it's more like instead of it being more like looks, it's more money. You know what I'm saying? Like how women, it's more like, we're more attracted to their looks, you know what I mean, than their brain. But with men, I feel like the females are more attracted to the money than the looks, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Facts. And
yeah,
you're
like
right. Us
like they call it
men,
stability. You know.
stability, and that's another
Yeah,
thing.
that's
Like, what is they ask for men to for stability, but at the end of the day, like one of my questions was, do women is women starting to love with condition, or
Yo, can you hear me?
can they bring back unconditioned? You feel what I'm saying? Like, I think it's more conditioned, like you said, money, cars, man, we're making 100 figures. They got to do real estate, but not realizing they could be broke with a career. But just
Yeah,
because they rolled up with a Bugatti, you feel what I'm saying, they got bread. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like, it's crazy how these females think right nowadays, and relationships don't even last that long. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? The divorce rate is high. Everything.
and a lot of times the people that got the most money look like they don't really look like they got money. Like a lot of these people that look like they got money, they spending all their money to look like they have money. You know what I mean? But their bank accounts are empty. You
There
know.
you go. There you go.
You know.
But that's the glorified, especially internet, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and all these platforms. It really dumb down the way that we live life. We go out the clicks, we go out the likes, we go out the followers. So we will
Hmm.
spend anything to look like a celebrity, or we look like money, or we look like we getting it. But then at the end of the day, once you turn this device off, you gotta clock
Hmm.
right back in and go back to
Yeah.
your normal lifestyle. You feel what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
a lot of people is going to depressed mode because, like, okay, yeah, I'm balling, but I'm not balling. I'm only balling when it comes down to images that I put on the internet, but I'm not
Hmm.
balling in real life.
Yeah. And a lot of times like those things like you were saying like likes and comments and all that stuff, you know what I mean, like it's filling a void for something missing in their real life. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times, most of the time, the people that try to portray a certain image, you know what I mean, they're trying to push that off because they're trying to convince themselves at the same time, you know what I mean, that they're trying to convince the world that that's actually who they are. You know, because people that are really doing things,
Yep,
they don't really care what other people think because they know that they're true to what they are. You know what I'm saying?
yep, yep. And that's where the problem lays at. We're not trying to convince nobody else. We're trying to convince ourselves. That's where the
Uh-huh.
problem lays at. Like, you trying to play like you hard. It's just like these kids in these streets. Like, you ain't convincing nobody that you hard. They already read right through you. They know that you soft, or they are you about that business. But you trying to convince
Yeah.
yourself that you can fit in. You trying to convince yourself that you can shoot. You know what I'm saying? Knowing that you scared to pull the trigger. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you scared, but you trying to convince
Uh-huh.
yourself. That's where the problem lays at. And we us as leaders, man, like, I understand the system has taken away a lot of us and put us in jail over petty, it's petty charges, you feel what I'm saying? Or got into these, I feel like they got in the women's head, you know what I'm saying, to big up child support, to big up independency, you feel what I'm saying, to big up they don't need a man, you know what I'm saying? Because if you think about it, the government became the baby daddy to most of
Uh-huh.
these women. That's the
Uh-huh.
baby daddy.
Yeah. And these women, they be saying that they independent, but they getting these checks from their baby daddies, and a lot of these women be acting like that's like their a career or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
and at the same time, it's just messing up the whole structure of the society because then the men are out here pissed off because they owe child support, they broke. You know what I'm saying? It's just it's a fucked up cycle. Like it really is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like.
man. It's just crazy. So I just wanna so my platform is just really like to get people out and not shy away from how they feel. Just let me know how you feel. You know what I'm saying? Just don't sugarcoat it. Just let me know how you feel. Don't worry about how I feel towards what you about to get ready to say, what I think. Cause that's our another problem. We worry about what somebody may think of how we feel, or we worry about what they say on how we think. It's how you think. It's your
Yeah.
opinion, your mind, your lifestyle, your truths.
Hmm.
Everybody is not the same.
Yeah.
We're not the same.
It, Yeah, and too many people are afraid to think outside, think for themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like too many
Yeah.
people they're afraid they just want to go along with whatever everybody else is doing. You know what I'm saying? Especially with the society we be living in nowadays. You know what I'm saying? Like, like shit's crazy. You know?
Yeah. But it's gonna be great though.
Yeah. So,
It's gonna be all right.
so because I mean, at the same time, it's good that like you know what I'm saying. Like even though like social media and stuff like that is kind of like a burden to society, but it's good like platforms like you're using your platform in order to kind of flip the script. You know what I mean, and use it as a way to kind of express and get these ideas out there. You know what I'm saying? Because it starts with a discussion. You know what I'm saying, and then that opens up something in somebody's mind to start making a change. You know what I mean?
Well, my thing is I want I want to create a community where, especially us men, come together, no matter what the race is, and pour into a community, buy up the community, invest in the community, strip it down, build it back up. You feel what I'm saying? And then provide opportunity. Um,
Yeah.
that's what I want. Everybody talking about the government and these jobs and low income, and we're not able to do this and we're not able to do that. One thing that we have not tried is to come together. You feel what I'm saying? Like we have not tried to come together and create that community. We could be our own banks if we wanted to. We can be our own lender if we wanted to. We could be our own car company if we wanted to. We could be our own thing if we just decide to come together as men or as women or as people. You feel what I'm saying? And create our own community. But we don't want to do that. Everything is just independent or we pointing fingers instead of coming together.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, it's true. You know, and it goes with the old thing, divide and conquer. You know what I'm saying? Because they keep us divided and stuff, so we're easier to control. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because if we did that, then it would be a problem for the powers that be. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. Facts, 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 man. Yeah, so that's the big thing for me. And then I created a company called In the Crib for Kids. So I do talent shows and red carpet events for kids to give them a platform to showcase their talents, to keep them off the streets. I'm working on memberships now so that I can house some kids and do shopping sprees and child outings just to get them familiar with each other. They don't really, kids nowadays don't necessarily be in packs. When I was coming up, it was 10 kids or 15 kids, and it was summer camps and different things of that nature, and we was able to play with each other and just get in trouble with each other. No matter what thing, it was together. We communicated. I know your mom, mama as kids, but now it's devices. Kids got devices. Everything is separated. Um,
Hmm.
and I just gotta find a way of bringing it back to the original childhood, having fun, playing in the park, getting dirty, just
Yeah.
having imagination.
Hmm. Nah, definitely. Like I remember growing up and you used to whenever you drive through a neighborhood, you used to have to slow down because all the kids were out on the streets and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Now
Yeah,
you drive through these neighborhoods, it's like a ghost town. You know what
ain't
I'm saying?
nobody out, nobody
Yeah.
out.
And I think one of the main things to start on is something as simple as communication, because a lot of these kids they don't even know how to have a conversation like we're having a conversation right now. They know how to text and send emojis and stuff, but they don't know how to actually communicate. You know what I mean?
But I mean, one thing that do have an up on us is one thing they have an up on us is the smarts of the technology. Like they are smart. I got to give it to these kids. Like
Yeah,
these kids are smart. Like it's a different type of smart though.
yeah,
Not like doing things on their own or handyman or you know figuring out things. You know what I'm saying, physically, but when it comes down to them knowing how coding or um how to break down the computer and build it up, or know how to work an iPhone, or assessing the computer. They're smart in these areas. Like, I don't know where it came from, but they are smart. They smart in those
Yeah.
areas.
But it's easy to be smart whenever you got a smartphone in your hand, though. You know what I mean? Like
Man,
take away that device, and like you were saying, like you know what I mean. They probably can't fix a kitchen sink or nothing. You know what I'm saying? Nothing
oh
on no
nah,
hands on. You
nah,
know?
they ain't even trying to do that.
Nah.
That's Chinese, nah. They ain't trying to do that. They like, nah, give me that tablet, or have a fit. But I think the most important part right now today is we have a lot of parent friends.
Mhm.
There's a lot of parent friends. A lot of parents want to be cool with their kids. You feel what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like, that's what's corrupting the community. It's a lot of cool
Yeah.
parents, and it's a lot of young
Yeah.
parents too. It's more young parents now too. It's a lot of
Yeah.
young parents. I
And
understand, like
I'm
back in the, huh?
Nah, I was just gonna say, like, I'm definitely guilty of that because, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm kind of like a grown man child. Like, I'm the type of parent, like, I'm gonna jump up in the ball pit with my kids and go down the slides and shit. You know what I'm saying?
No, no, I'm not talking
It
about. No, 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 no. That's not a cool parent. That's been a dad. Cool parents.
yeah,
What I mean by cool parents is like, if you're if okay, you watching Cardi B together. You feel what I'm
uh-huh,
saying? And your
yeah,
child 5.
yeah,
You think it's funny when your kid cuss. You feel what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like different things of that nature.
mhm,
You are laughing at your kids snapping at the neighbor. You know what I'm saying? Like, they
yeah,
bad mouthing their elders, and then you taking up for them.
yeah,
Like different things in that nature. Like, you're just laughing at their behavior instead of like getting on them, in a sense. That's what I'm talking
yeah,
about. Like, what you talking about is just being a dad. Like, I'm gonna slide down the slide with my kid. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna
yeah,
throw him in the bed. I'm gonna do a lot. You know what I'm saying, when it come down to playing with him. But that discipline is what most of these kids is missing.
yeah, and I definitely agree with that too, especially when it with like music and stuff, because like it's almost like the kids aren't even innocent. Like they don't even have that little window of being like an innocent kid. You know what I'm saying? Like they know about all sorts of shit like at a young age. You know what I'm saying? Type of shit that we
Facts.
didn't know until we were like older. You know what I'm saying? Almost like teenagers and shit. These folks are like, you know what I mean, elementary and shit, already knowing everything. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no
But
birds and bee talk no more. You know what I'm saying? They already know that. You ain't even got to talk to them about no birds and bees. They already figured it out on their own. You know what I'm
but
saying?
you
By
got
just looking at that around in the world, you know?
facts. But you gotta think about it. Whoever created these platforms, whoever is over Fox and CNN and different things of that nature, they done already had a huddle and saying, "Hey, man, you done already know, man. Like, all we gotta do is just capture what they doing in society. You know what I'm saying? And we can make money off of it. They're gonna post.
Hmm.
They're gonna do this. They're gonna do that, and we just fell right in the trap. And that's what we do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We
Yeah.
see somebody, fighting instead of helping, or being leaders in the community. We're gonna record it. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Like, they making money
Yeah.
off of it. That's what we. That's they knew this before this platform was even existing, man. Like, it's a
I
trap.
know. And it is sad like that, how like especially in nowadays with like people like they're so big for clout to be known for something. They don't care if they're known for something bad. You know what I'm
Nope.
saying? As long as somebody knows them and shit. You know what I
Nope.
mean? Like it ain't like just like whenever you turn on the news, you could sit there and watch the news like the whole hour, and you might not even see one good news thing on there. Like nothing about like, oh, this person did anything good for nobody. It's all bad shit. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
But there's no disrespect to hip hop though. Like, I grew up on hip hop. Hip hop has saved my life in so many ways. I can personally say that because I'm not
Yeah.
necessarily a follower. Now, if I was a follower, you feel what I'm saying? Now, what they speaking, then I will fall in that line and try to do what they're doing. But if we look at hip hop is basically trying to save as many lives as they can. Nowadays, we're glorifying. It was no glorifying back in the day. They
Yeah.
was they was teaching us. You feel what I'm saying? They was
Yeah.
teach they was sending out a code. But nowadays
Mhm.
we're glorifying it. but we're not only
Yeah.
glorifying with the kids. You feel what I'm saying? The adults is entertaining it with the kids. That's the
Yeah.
difference. When the adults
Hmm.
start entertaining with the kids, then we're losing the respect as our elders, and that's
Yeah.
where things go wrong at.
Definitely. And like I remember like growing up and listening because I'm a I mean big fan of hip hop and stuff. I'm also like I be making music and stuff. And I remember growing up listening to artists and they would glamorize like hustling, making money, things like that. But it wasn't really cool to be like a junkie. You know what I'm saying? But
No,
nowadays, like not to
no,
sound like old fashioned, but now it's like all these rappers are all junkies and running off on the plug and all this fucked up shit. That shit used to not be cool. It used to not be cool to not to be a snake and shit and be a what I mean, grimy and shit.
yeah.
You used to what I mean, want to hustle and be a man of your word and shit. And now it's all like now it's cool to be a drug addict who goes around just ripping people off and shit like that. Like that shit's cool until it comes in real life and you gotta bury your best friend and shit because this motherfucker thought that shit was real, and did it.
But we don't. The elders don't have the streets no more. The
Yeah.
kids got the streets now. Who
Mhm.
who out there who out there really got hands on with these kids? You know what I'm saying? When it come down, I'm gonna keep it real. I grew up. I was never in a gang bang in a sense, but I grew around gang bangers. The
Mhm.
G's, the Bloods, Crips, the Deuces, the Blackstone, the BDs, all that, right? Even
Yeah.
even the neighborhoods that came up with their own cliques. You feel what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
I was around those. But at the end of the day, as a young dude and I had old heads, when things break off and when it's about to break off, it be like, hey youngin, go ahead to the crib. You feel what I'm saying? Things about
Yeah.
to get crazy. You ain't got that
Yeah.
nowadays.
Yeah.
Everybody, so they cool with the kids now.
Hmm.
They
Yeah.
cool with the
And
kids.
and now they got the kids doing the dirt. You know what I mean? They got kids out here 12 years old committing murders and shit. You know what I mean? Because they know that they ain't gonna get as much time if they get locked up or something. You know what I'm saying? Like
I mean, but
like that.
that's always been a part of any neighborhood. Young cats jumping off the block early. You feel what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Doing dirt or whatever like that. That's been there, but it wasn't glorified. Everything was behind closed doors. You know what I'm saying? Like when I go back to the crib, Mama don't know pretty much nothing that I witnessed or that I seen or I was a part of. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like none of that. You feel what I'm saying? But nowadays, you feel what I'm saying? Everything is out in the open. They'll tell their mama what they did, or they'll tell their dad what they did, or they'll tell them to shut up, or different things of that nature. Like it's just different. Like it's glorified different. It's just glorified
Yeah.
different.
Yeah.
You see the
Definitely.
NBA? The NBA is a true the NBA is a true, how can I say it? Example of how things change in life. Back then it was defense. Now it's not. You feel what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Life in a sense. Back then we had the OGs on top of the young heads. Now all of a sudden the OGs is gone, locked up, or dead, or whatever like that, and now the old cats, the young cats, is taking over the blocks.
Yeah.
That's how I look at life.
Yeah. And a lot of it is like the young cats don't really have the same respect for the older people like they used to. You know what I'm saying? Like even just with music, like look how like these artists. You know what I mean? Like if you were, it used to be like if you were an artist, you had to know some history of the people that came before you. You know what I'm saying? Pay some homage and shit. And now it's like these artists are just like fuck all them old motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? I'm the one doing this shit. You know what I mean? There ain't really no structure to it no more. You know?
So okay, so let me ask you this then, right? How old are you?
I'm a 36.
36. I'm 35. We still consider young heads, right? But we can have a old soul mind, you know what I'm saying, stable in a sense.
Yeah.
How do we create that? How at 35 and 36 years old, we're not talking about like 50 or 46, you know what I'm saying, 70 or anything like that been through the ringers. Like,
Mhm.
how do we create that structure though? That's the thing. How do we create that structure of change, of some type of positivity? Because
Yeah.
we had the gangster raps, the NWAs, the Tupacs, the Biggies, the 50 Cents. You feel what I'm saying? The
Mhm.
game, the Nas them, DMX, Boosie, Young Money. Like we had the OGs that was doing, you know what I'm saying, that was in the streets. But it ain't
Uh-huh.
nothing like it's not glorified like it is now.
Yeah. But I feel like the artists that you named and stuff, like they're like talented, you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like a lot of these newer artists and stuff, it ain't really about talent as more as just like, you know what I mean, more being real. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's not really about being talented, it's more just about how many, like, these rappers just get bodies and go make songs about having bodies, or you know what I mean? It's almost like music is, it's almost like pro wrestling. Like how pro wrestling, it's fake, but it's real because they really out there beating up each other, getting hurt. You know what I mean? I feel like it's the same with kind of like music. Like you know what I mean, these artists are just doing it for clout and stuff, but the people are really, you know what I mean, paying the price for it at the same time, you know what I'm saying? I think you froze up. You know.